Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for joining me once again for tea time. Today we have a little bit of misty morning and focus combination because you know I love the bergamot. It's so good, and the little zing of the peppermint and whatnot. So good, so good. Look how clean that is. That is some clean goodness right there. Some really good stuff. Anyways, today is going to be a relaxed day. It's Friday. TGIF, people. TGIF. I can't even believe that an entire week has gone by. It's crazy, crazy. Today we're going to be talking about Adobe and the Life After Adobe Cutting the Cord series that I put together a year and a half ago, and now I'm going to be doing a version 2 of it, right? An update, a 2021 update. And a lot of you guys have been asking me for this, and I'm going to do it. I am trying to get all of my ducks in a row before I jump into it because it's a lot of work. When I do it, it will take 2 weeks probably, maybe even longer. And I'll kind of mix the content in along with all of the rest of the stuff that I'm putting out there. Any kind of news, anything that's happening that I think that you guys are going to want to know about. Now, yesterday I saw that Adobe is actually doing a 20% off Creative Cloud, is what they're saying, for Europe. So if you're in all of Europe, pretty much, that will be Germany, the UK, France, Italy, Spain, Netherlands, and Belgium. If you're in that area, Adobe's going to give you 20% off all of the Creative Cloud apps. But honestly, you guys shouldn't care, right? You shouldn't care. The reason I say you shouldn't care is because of the whole Life After Adobe Cutting the Cord that I did. For me, as a creative, I used Adobe for over a decade and a half, 2 decades, a long time. From the very beginning, even when I was going to school, way back in the beginning of the 90s, they were always saying, oh, you know, you need to know Adobe products because if not, you're not going to be able to get a job. And I was like, why is it that I can't get a job if I don't know Adobe software? Well, at the time, it was the de facto, unless you were doing video back then. If you were doing video, you would be using something like Avid or Final Cut Pro. And if you didn't know those two, you pretty much were stuck. There was no Premiere, or there was Premiere, but it really wasn't anything to be talked about, very much so back then. So, but now, if you don't know Premiere, people are like, what are you doing with yourself, right? You need to know Premiere. Unless you're color grading, and then you need to know DaVinci Resolve. So it's an odd time that we live in here where we don't have to use Adobe any longer. For so many years, people have come to me and said, you know, I don't have money to be able to just buy and buy and buy and pay and pay and pay. Ever since Adobe CC came out, there's been a lot of people that wanted alternatives, and that's why I put together the Life After Adobe Cutting the Cord series. Matter of fact, I even put merch together. If you look below here, you'll see like shirts and hats and everything. That is that Life After Adobe Cutting the Cord. So the reason behind it is to empower creatives to be able to use other software than Adobe all the time, and to be able to purchase a piece of software instead of having to pay ad nauseum in perpetuity every single month, like if you're leasing or renting some type of car or a home or something. You never own anything, you lease it forever. So what happens is you start paying and paying and paying and paying. Now, if it was a $10 a month amount because you just want Photoshop and you want to use Lightroom, well, it's $10 a month and it's $120 a year, or $240 for every 2 years, or close to $500 for 4 years. And you're like, well, that's not too bad, right? I can float that. But what happens is as soon as you start adding different products in there, let's say you need Illustrator, or maybe you need Premiere, right? For an NLE, for a nonlinear editor, because you're doing video. So to get into the full package, you're looking at about $50 a month, right? Maybe a little bit more. Well, at $50 a month, that turns into what? $600 per year, $1,200 for 2 years, or $2,400 for 4 years. You see how we start exponentiating. And it keeps going more and more and more. And the time you're done after 4 years, you're buying 2 of these cameras. Or with this one, actually, you can buy 4 of them. So people have said, listen, I want alternatives. I want to know, what can I use, Joe? What is it? What can I use that will do the same thing or very close to the same thing, and I don't have to pay all the time? And I can either buy it once or it's free. And that's what the Life After Adobe thing was. Life After Adobe, cutting the cord, was the empowerment of creatives, and that's what I made it for. So the update is coming, and it's coming very soon. Now, I want you guys to help me, all right? I want you to help me to put together a list of equivalents, things that you want me to test, maybe Lightroom alternatives, or Photoshop alternatives, or InDesign, or Premiere, or whatever, Illustrator, any software that you know of that you want me to review and to test out. In the comment area below this video, put them down there, all right? This gives me the ability to hone in and focus on what you guys are seeing to be something of interest as of 2021. Now, I'm going to put a list on the screen, and maybe down here I'll put a URL and see all of the alternatives that I've already covered. So if there's something in there, you can reiterate it, or if there's something new, put that also down below. Now, the one caveat here is the software has to be either free or it has to have a one-time fee. It cannot be another Adobe where you're paying in perpetuity. I don't want rental software, and a lot of you guys don't either. All right? So that is the one caveat. I don't care about anything else. Put it down there. Now, people say, well, what is wrong with Adobe? And why are you always so against Adobe? Well, I'm not. I use Adobe forever. I know Adobe inside and out. A lot of jobs that I am on where I'm not in studio and I'm at someone else's studio, I'm still using Adobe product. Okay? But the thing is that I feel is that Adobe, once they went to Adobe CC, I feel what has happened is that they have lost their motivation for innovation. Now, what the hell does that mean? Well, when someone is giving you money all of the time, no matter what you do, you're still going to get paid every month. Your motivation to innovate is kind of stifled, right? At that point, you're like, well, maybe I'll just iterate. So what happens is you're getting that money every month and you feel like iteration is good enough. And that is exactly the problem. Adobe hasn't done anything wow for many years now. And the stuff that they do, whatever it is, you know what I mean? The stuff that they do is going to be simply iterative to what they have done in the last 3, 4, 5, 6 years. Every once in a while, they'll throw in something that they call innovation, and basically it's just an addition to some AI crap that they have. I don't need the software to decide for me what the hell I want it to do. It's not necessary to me. All right? And then when it does, it never gets it right anyways because it thinks it knows what I want it to do. Or when it does it through AI, it's still a hot mess, so I have to go in there and bend and push and smear pixels around because it's just not the way I want it. It doesn't have the quality that I specifically and my clients require. Right? So this whole AI assisted stuff to me is just a bunch of garbage. Does it speed things up? Yes, if you don't mind later on after the fact fixing stuff. If you need to be fine detailed. Now, if you're doing something that you just need for the web and it's being viewed at 480, who really cares? Then of course it's good enough. All right? There's no reason to push pixels that those pixels will never be seen. That is one of the things that happens very frequently to new photographers, new videographers, new editors. They want to push every single pixel and they don't understand how that image or how that video or how that photo, how that print is going to be viewed. Is that print going to be viewed from 6 inches away, or is the print going to be viewed from 6 feet away? Well, it's going to be a massive difference, massive, in how deep you have to dive into those pixels. How many do you have to get right? Because at 6 feet away, it's going to look a heck of a lot different than 6 inches away, right? So kind of keep that in mind. But kind of back round robining here to Adobe. I don't hate Adobe. I never have. I just feel that they have fallen asleep behind the wheel. They're no longer innovating. They're basically iterating every time there's a release and simply doing bug fixes and little massaging here and there. That's it. Nothing else. Whereas the other companies, I'm not going to name any names in this video, but many of the other companies, what are they doing? They're innovating. They're trying new things. They're trying to get you to buy their software. They're trying to get you to update their software and buy the latest version. Adobe doesn't have to do that, right? That's it. When we used to buy Adobe Suite for the studio and we had multiple licenses, it cost probably about $5,000 a year altogether. And we would have to decide, do we want to go from version 5 to version 5.5? Or are we going to wait for the full version or the next whole version, which would be 6.0? And many times we would skip the half releases. So from 5.0 to 5.5, we would skip and then go to 6. And that would save some money because remember, it was close to like $5,000 every time we brought in all of the suites. So, but with Adobe now, you can't do that, right? So the bottom line here is that all of these other companies are being forced to innovate to get you to either buy their software, number one, or number two, to update their software. And they have to give you a damn good reason to update. If not, you're just going to stick with the older version. Adobe doesn't have to do that. And that's one of the problems. Along with many other problems, I don't agree with a lot of their corporate model. I don't care for the stuff that they do. I'm not going to get into it, but there's a lot of things that they have done over the years that I just don't align myself with, so I don't want to give them my money. And I think that's something that is now, today, more thought of than it was years ago. Today, we look at how we feel and where we are aligned or who we are aligned with, and then make decisions based on that. There's a lot of people that, especially now over the last election period, that was just absolutely a mess. A lot of people that were Democrats, they will put their money towards Democrat type of companies. There's a lot of people that were Republicans that are now putting their money towards Republican type of companies. So I think people are now starting to say, well, this company, I don't like what they do, let's say, with their people, or how do they handle customer service, or how do they treat the people that work for them in other countries? Are they getting paid $4 an hour, when they should be getting paid 18? How do they handle this? And I think a lot of people are spending their money based on this in comparison to the way it used to be, where we would just buy whatever we like and we're blind to everything. So I think life after Adobe cutting the cord is going to be another massive, massive success, but also a massive undertaking for me to do. And I am willing to do it. I will do it. It's going to be a lot of work, but like I said, I want your help. Anything that you want me to test, any software, with that criteria that it has to be either free or the software has to be purchasable. Not lease, renting, none of that crap. If it has that also, I'm okay with it, but you still need to be able to buy it. So when a student comes to me and says, hey, Joe, I cannot afford, I just can't afford Premiere because I have to buy a full suite. What can I do? Most of the time, what I'll tell them is go and check out DaVinci Resolve. Why? Because it's free and it's a pretty good piece of software. Now, there's other NLEs out there also that I will check out. Okay, but these are the type of conversations that we have when students come to me and say, hey, what am I going to do? I'm getting out of school and this is all that we've been learning. Should I go and pay them that $50, $60 a month, or is there alternatives? And the answer to that is hell yeah, there's alternatives. And the main gist of it behind all of this too is that you don't have to use Adobe to be a professional. And that is what has been twisted by the professors for so long in all of these schools. And it is just a hill of horse shit. Okay, it is absolutely not the case. The client wants the end result and they don't give a crap how you got there. I'm telling you, as a professional, I've been doing this for over 2 decades. They don't care how you got it. That's it. Believe it or not. All right, they want to make sure that you can get the job done no matter what you use to get there. Now, conversely, for many, many years, if you were a photographer, a professional photographer, and you brought a tiny camera with you, okay, they would look at you like, what the hell's wrong with this guy? He's not a professional. Where's the guy with the big camera? Big camera. Right? That was always the thing. Where's the guy with the big camera? So if you had a big honking DSLR with a battery grip, all right, and you had a big bracket, custom bracket with your light on the top and was this big monstrosity, which I have a couple, that was the professional. And if you didn't have that, you're not a pro. Period. End of story. That doesn't hold true when it comes to all of the creative stuff out there, like with illustration, with editing, video editing, with photo editing, and everything else. They want to see what the final output is. Period. End of story. So anyways, guys, that's really about it. It is once again Friday. I'm going to get out of here. Let me know what you think about this kind of like hanging out area. It's a different side of the studio. Over here, you can see I got probably a case full of, I don't know, maybe about 10, 12 cameras and lenses and all kinds of stuff over here. Over here, we have that game that I keep threatening to play with. And then on the back wall over there, we have that TV that you see every once in a while. I'll throw on like a virtual fish tank or something. So we're in a different area right now. Let me know what you think about this. It's definitely more comfortable. Sitting on the comfy couch. This little area on this back side, normally we have clients come in and we'll sit down, chat, and talk about projects and see where we're going to go with them and write down notes and whatnot. So anyways, let me know what you think about the area. Let me know what you think about Life After Adobe cutting the cord if you're excited about it. And also, don't forget, in the comment area below this video, add all of the software that you want me to review. Anything. I don't care what it is, add it in there. And if I have time to review that along with everything else, I will definitely add it in. All right? Give me a hand with it. I would really appreciate it. So that's it, guys. I'm going to finish up my cup of tea and get a little bit of work done. I have some client work to finish up. Yesterday, you didn't see a video from me because I was on location filming TV stuff. I wish I can tell you about it. You know the people. And if I said their names, you would know immediately who they were because they're in the news right now. But it's all NDA'd, so can't really talk about it. That's one of the things that kind of sucks with some of the stuff that I do is a lot of you guys probably are like, well, what the hell does this guy do besides sit in front of this camera? There's actually a lot that I do, but I just can't show you guys. And it's just, it is what it is. I've been working in Palm Beach for so many years that, you know, I've worked with a lot of different clients, and some of the clients you probably know. I mean, one of them was the past president of the United States. He lives about 20 minutes up the road from the studio. So, you know, we just can't show a lot of this stuff. Some of the fashion stuffs, you know, it's all NDA'd. Anyways, so once again, if you liked any bit of this content, please throw it a big thumbs up. That would be awesome. Don't forget to click the bell icon right over here. So when I go live or when a new video comes out, you'll be notified of it immediately. Also, when we're done talking down here in the comment area, don't forget to head over to community.JCristina.com. Once again, community.JCristina.com. It's an awesome, awesome creative Discord server that I created for all of us just to hang out and just shoot the crap, right? Tech, photo, video, doesn't matter what it is, head over there. There's some great people, hundreds and hundreds of photographers, videographers, tech heads. They're all there, no trolls, ready to help each other. It is really a wonderful place. Once again, community.jcristina.com. And if you want to help the channel, right below this video and all other 450 videos or so, there's a button. Click it. It says join. Become a member. Once you're a member, I can give you perks. You basically give the channel $1, $2, $5 a month, whatever you want, whatever you can afford, and I can once again give you some perks. And don't forget, as always, to head over to my website, JCristina.com, where you can find all the photography tools that I've invented for you and me over the years, and hopefully there's something there that you might like. And if there is, please pick it up and support me and my family. That would be absolutely much appreciated. So guys, I'm out of here for yet another vlog. Many blessings to you and your family. Stay safe and stay healthy.